Listen for today's vocabulary word, texture.
Adventures in Murfreesboro is produced in cooperation with Murfreesboro City Schools.
When you're with Murphy in the Burrow, it's one big adventure after another. When you're with Murphy in the Burrow, you can count on a whole lot of fun. Murph has lots of special friends you never know. Who'll be dropping in, come see what they're gonna tell us. See what they're gonna do. It could be artists with easels, builders with tools, inventors, creators, or kids from our school. Someone sharing story time, friends making music, or making words rhyme, having a good time. When you're with Murphy in the Burrow, it's one big adventure after another. When you're with Murphy in the Burrow, you can count on a whole lot of fun. You can count on a whole lot of fun.
Oh, hey guys, here we are, August again, and you know what that means. Yep, back to school. And I don't know, I'm just not feeling it this year. I'm not excited the way I usually am.
Hey, buddy, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
And who are you talking to?
Oh, our friends out there. I don't know, I guess I'm okay. I was just telling our friends that here it is, August, and I'm not very excited about going back to school.
Murph, that doesn't sound like you. You're usually so excited this time of year. Is there something wrong?
Oh, no, I just feel kind of nervous.
Did anything happen? Are you worried about something?
Yeah, worried, but no, nothing happened. I just feel nervous and like, what if my teacher doesn't like me, or what if I don't like them, or what if the kids make fun of my vegetables, or what if I have to read aloud? Oh,
Wow, that's a lot of what ifs, Murph.
yeah.
You're sure worried about a lot of things.
I know I am, John. What should I do?
Well, the first thing to remember is that we all feel worried or nervous sometimes.
Even grown-ups.
Even grown-ups, Murph. Grown-ups, kids, bunny rabbits, everybody gets worried sometimes.
Well, knowing that, it might help a little bit.
Good. You know, we're all unique and special people, but we all share the same feelings.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that reminds me of a joke.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. Do you know how to catch a unique rabbit?
A unique rabbit. No, how?
You sneak up on him.
Oh, Murph.
Oh, good now. Now, it also reminds me of something more important, an awesome invention I saw.
An invention?
Yeah, absolutely. The invention was created by a team from Siegel Elementary for the National Invention Convention.
I remember now. But what does that have to do with you being nervous about going back to school?
Well, it's what you said about how we all feel nervous sometimes, and I remembered that the kids on the invention team had some friends at school with some special challenges, and sometimes traveling or waiting can be especially stressful for those kids.
That's right, and they invented something called a texture ball.
Yeah!
Hey, let's let the kids explain it to
Oh,
them.
that's a great idea!
Yeah, check this out.
Hello, I'm Seth Nobles.
I'm Trent Houston.
And I'm Parker Robinson.
And together we're the inventors of the texture ball.
The texture ball has two sides. The top is sequence, bottom is velvet. And inside there's some more textures, like a ribbon, a sponge, or a piece of cloth. And there's so much more to feel and touch inside.
We have a little buddy program at our school where every week we go and play with special ed kids in our school. We've showed this ball to almost every single kid in the special ed program, and they all seem to really enjoy it.
Some of the kids in the Little Buddy program have sensory issues, which means they could get really nervous or sad at times. So we have two sides of the texture ball. There's a rough texture and a soft texture. You might be thinking, how might these textures help out? Well, the rough texture can calm the nervous feeling that they're having, and the soft texture can calm the other feeling that they're having and let out an emotion of happiness.
The kids want to feel textures like a couch, but the problem is it's not portable. But this is. They can take it on car trips, on an airplane, or anywhere they want. It can help them with whatever they're feeling, like mad, sad, angry, or all kinds of emotions. This can also act like a pillow. If they're tired, they can lay their head down and rest. And don't forget,
Buddies see the able.
Not the label.
Oh, that was so cool.
I know. And guess what, Murph? They won first prize at the National Convention in Michigan.
Wow, congrats to Miss Angela Pope and all the kids on the invention teams.
That's right. So, are you feeling better, Murph? Murph, what's wrong? I thought you'd be happy for the kids.
Oh, I am, John. It's just that it doesn't help me feel better about going to school right now.
You know, Murph, we need to talk more about this, but right now we have to get ready for our special guest. Her name is Dr. Kim Ward.
Oh, Dr. Kim Ward, I don't need any medicine.
I don't think she's that kind of doctor, Murph. Oh, here she is now.
I guess I better act all happy. Okay.
Hi, Dr. Ward. I'm John, and this is Murph, the star of the show.
Hi, John. Hi, Murph.
Oh, hi. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. What's your name?
My name is Kim Ward.
Kim Ward. And I heard that John called you Dr. Ward, right?
He did. I'm actually Dr. Ward.
Oh, you're not going to give me a shot, are you?
No, not that kind of doctor.
Okay, I'm good. Okay, so if you're not the kind of doctor that gives shots, what kind of doctor are you?
I'm the kind of doctor called a psychologist.
A psychologist. And what does a psychologist do?
Well, a psychologist works with people and tries to help them.
Ooh.
Yeah, if they have some kind of problems or something.
Really? Some kind of problem. Oh, okay. And so where do you do this?
I work at MTSU.
Oh, at MTSU. And do you teach over there?
I do. I'm a psychology professor.
Oh, a psychology professor. And do you help other kids that are not at MTSU?
I do kind of two different things. Sometimes I work with kids and their parents and their teachers who don't go to MTSU.
Okay.
Kids who are younger.
Right.
And then sometimes I teach at MTSU. I teach older students how to help the kids and the teachers and their families.
So you help kids and then you help bigger kids learn how to help kids, right?
That's exactly right, Murph.
Well, that's pretty cool.
What's going on, Murph?
Oh,
Oh my goodness, Murph.
I know.
What's going on?
Oh, Miss Kim, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not excited about going back to school this year. In fact, I'm kind of nervous about it all.
You're kind of nervous about going back to school?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
What?
A lot of kids get nervous about going back to school.
No way.
Hmm.
You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about what if the teacher doesn't like me? And what if I don't like the teacher? What if the kids don't like me? And what if they make fun of all the vegetables I eat? What if I have to read aloud? Oh,
Oh, Murph, that's a lot of worrying.
Yeah.
It is. And you know, a lot of kids worry about those kinds of things.
really? You mean it's not just me?
It's not just you.
Somehow that makes me feel better.
Sometimes it does help to hear that other people also might be doing the same things.
Yeah.
Thinking
yeah.
that.
So what should I do, Miss Kim?
Well, you know what? Some of the things that you were saying, Murph, are what if? Like, what if the teacher doesn't like me?
Yeah.
What if I don't like the teacher?
Right.
You know what, though? What if you do like the teacher? Or what if the teacher does like you?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Sometimes it helps to think, instead of what if, you think, what is?
What is?
Like, what is my teacher like?
What is my teacher
What
like?
is my friend's name?
What's my friend's name? Oh, Miss Kim, that's awesome. You know, I will know some of the kids there, but some of them are going to be new.
They are going to be new. And you know what? Some of them are probably worried about the same things that you are.
Oh my goodness.
And so it might make them pretty happy if you even said to them, hi, I'm Murph. What's your name?
And then we could be new friends.
You could be new friends.
Oh, that is awesome. I feel better just talking about it.
It does help to sometimes tell somebody that what you might be worrying about or what you might be nervous about. You used that word before.
Right.
Yeah, so if you could tell maybe your parent or a teacher or even another friend.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's very helpful just to say what you're thinking.
Right.
And then they can hear you say, oh, I'm worried about this, and your teacher or your parent or somebody can help you figure out that's something we need to be worried about or maybe not.
Oh, this is so cool. But I do have another what if.
Okay.
What if I have to read aloud, Miss Kim?
Are you worried about what might happen if you have to read aloud? Yeah. Well, you know what? When we work with kids that have worries, or we call them, as psychologists, we call them anxieties sometimes, we ask kids to think about what's possible to happen, and then focus on what the good side of that might be. You might think, well, if I have to read out loud, then I get a chance to read a book, which is a really positive thing.
Yes, it is. I love to read.
Yeah, I love to read too.
Do you have a favorite book when you were a kid?
I had lots of favorite books when I was a kid, but I had one that was very special, and I actually brought it with me.
Oh, can I see it?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah.
I brought this book. It's called The Giving Tree. It's about this tree, right? And this tree loves the little boy.
Loves the little boy.
And he does everything for the little boy. Like he shares his leaves with the little boy, and he shares his branches with the little boy. So it's all about how the tree and the little boy have a relationship together. It's really cool.
That's neat. Miss Kim, let me ask you, so of your two jobs, what's the hardest part of your job?
Maybe the hardest part of my job is when I see some kids who are struggling with things, because that's hard. That kind of hurts my heart a little bit when I see kids that struggle.
And what's the best part of your job?
Oh, the best part of my job is probably when I see kids trying the things that we work on, and having some success and seeing like, they can really do it.
Yeah, it makes a big difference in their life.
It can.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh, Miss Kim, I have so many questions to ask you, but I want to go back, because you said that if you're feeling worried with lots of what ifs, you should maybe talk to somebody like a parent or a teacher. Do we have some tips for parents?
Yes, I can give some tips for parents, sure. It would be helpful for parents if they could pay attention to what their children are doing and even what they're saying. So maybe sometimes kids will say something like, I don't want to go to school. I don't like school. Or, we're not learning anything in school, so I don't really
that's not true.
It's not true, but you know what? Sometimes a child might say that when what he really means is, I'm a little bit worried about going to school, and I'm worried about what I might have a hard time learning.
Sometimes kids don't always have the words, do they?
That's right. So it's important for parents to pay attention to their children's, what they are saying and what they're doing. Right? Because sometimes you might do something like, my stomach hurts. When maybe your stomach doesn't hurt because you're sick, but it hurts because you're nervous.
My stomach's been feeling a little funny too.
Yeah, because that's one of the ways that we experience nervousness and worries. It's what we think about, but it also makes our body feel kind of funny. And kids don't know how to use words to describe that.
So if a parent would notice something like that, they should try to talk to their child?
That would be a great idea for them to say, I've noticed that you've been saying these things, or I've noticed that you're talking about not feeling very good, and what's going on, buddy? To just give you, as their child, an opportunity to say, well, you know what? Here's what's really going on. And even if you don't have what you think are the right words, the words are right because they're your words. So you just say whatever.
Just say whatever. Just let it come out.
Just let it come out, and then your parents or your teacher or your friend or whoever you're talking to can help you figure out the best way to say what you have to say.
Sometimes it's not until we talk about something that we really understand what's going on.
Yes, when you really have to think about it and find the right words to talk about it, then it'll start to help you get clear.
That is so cool. Oh, Miss Kim, let me ask you, did you always want to help people?
Did I always want to help people? I did. A long time ago, when I was a little girl, I was in the 5th grade, I had some friends who were having some difficulties, kind of like what you were talking about. They were worried about things, and I was one of their friends that they came to and talked about it. And when that happened, I thought, I like this. I like being able to talk with my friends and help them out.
That is so neat. Let me ask you this. Who in history would you most like to meet?
Oh, one of my favorite people from history is a lady named Helen Keller.
Oh, yeah.
She was a lady who, when she was a little girl, she got sick and she lost her eyesight and her hearing.
Wow.
And so she couldn't hear and she couldn't see, and she had to learn how to communicate with people differently and how to learn about her world around her in her own kind of special way. And I thought that was really cool.
Oh, and is that what you admire about her, that she was willing to try something new?
Absolutely, and she really liked who she was, even though she wasn't the same as everybody else.
And what's your favorite food?
My favorite food? My favorite food is actually a food that my grandma used to make. It's called cottage cheese dumplings.
Cottage cheese dumplings? I have never heard of that.
You've never heard of that? A lot of people haven't heard of that.
Well, I guess cottage cheese is in it, right?
It is cottage cheese and butter. I like butter a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's all wrapped up in a dumpling together in dough, and then it has some sauce on it.
Right. That's
really
so
tasty.
Good. Yummy. And what's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday is Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that's always cool. And where did your family come from?
My dad's family actually came from Europe.
Whoa!
They came from a country called Slovenia.
Say that again.
Slovenia.
Slovenia. They're not fast-venia, they're Slovenia.
A little bit slow.
Oh, that's okay. It did take me a while to learn to say that word. Okay, that's cool. And do they have special foods over there?
They do have special foods like cottage cheese dumplings and cookies. You like cookies, Murph?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That Cookie Monster got nothing on me. Yeah. Now, let me see one more question. Can anybody grow up to do what you do?
Oh, yes, they can. Yes, they can. You have to go to school for a little while.
Right.
But you can learn, anybody can learn how to help other people.
Right. Oh, it's been so good to talk with you. Thank you for coming on our show and visiting with us.
Thank you, Murph.
Oh, you know what we say around here?
What's that, Murph?
You the bunny. Okay, say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Wow, Murph, it was great talking to Dr. Ward and getting some tips on how to handle worry.
Oh, yeah, she is so cool. And I can tell she likes rabbits.
Yeah. So do you feel better, Murph?
Oh, I do. You know what? I'm ready to try something new. And I don't mean just school, I mean something right this second.
Sounds good, Murph. What do you have in mind?
Well, you know I like art. And I saw this thing about shadow painting or drawing, and I thought that looked like fun. But I was a little worried about trying it at first because it was new.
Right. But let me guess, you want to try it now?
Yes, indeedy I do.
That's great, Murph. What do we need?
Well, first let's get outside, and then we can get all of our things together, okay?
Outside. Okay, let's go. Okay, Murph. I see a lot of toys, and I see a lot of Sharpies, different colored Sharpies, and some paper. What is this project called?
This, John, is called shadow drawing, or shadow painting if we were using paint, but we're not using paint, so shadow drawing.
Shadow drawing.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, lots of things. It's gonna be cool.
Cool. So what supplies do we need?
Okay, paper, and then pencil or crayons or markers. I brought some pencils and markers because they're bright colors, and I like that.
Yeah, I like that too, Murph.
And then you need some little toys or little things you can find around the house to draw. I've got a lot of animals there, and the apple, because why?
Because we're going back to school.
That's right, dude. You're so smart.
That's right. Bring an apple for your teacher.
That's right.
Okay, and then what do you do with them?
Well, you got to get in the sun, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, and you want to be in the sun, and you want to put the little toy at the very bottom of your piece of paper.
Okay.
And then it'll make a shadow. The sun will make a shadow.
Okay.
And then you draw around it. And then after you've got an outline of the animal or the toy, then you can color it in or just do anything you want to with it.
That sounds great, Murph. Let's try it out.
Okay, all right, you ready?
I'm ready.
want to do any more?
Let's try one more. There's our giraffe, Murph.
All right. He looks awesome.
Murph, these turned out great.
Oh, I think so too, dude. They're so bright and colorful. I can't wait to give one to my granny and make a card out of one.
Yeah, she'll like those. So we got the giraffe.
Right?
And I think this is called a hadrosaurus. I think that's what the dinosaur is called.
Hadrosaurus. Oh, so many different names for the dinosaurs, right?
That's right. We'll have to ask Alan Brown over at the Dinosaur Museum.
Yeah, Dr.
He'll
Brown,
know.
check in on that. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's so good. Well, I know we've got more exciting things to do.
Okay, well, let's go inside then.
Yeah, where it's a little cooler.
Yeah, it's a little bit hot out here today.
Come on with us, guys.
But hey, you try this at home. Wow, it was hot out there, Murph.
Yeah.
But we finished our art project, so we got a few more minutes. Is there something else you'd like to do?
Yep, I have got a surprise for you, John.
A surprise. What is it?
It's an activity, really.
Okay, tell me about it.
Well, I thought the texture ball was so cool that the invention team made, and I thought it would be fun to kind of make a challenge out of it. Oh, by the way, I saw this on Fallon. Good going, Jimmy.
A challenge? How do we make it a challenge?
Well, we take turns feeling things and use texture words to describe them.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad, Murph.
And we have to guess what they are.
Wait a minute, can't we see what they are?
Nope. Our prop guys are going to surprise us with things, and we won't be able to see them.
They're gonna surprise us. I don't know about that, Murph. They haven't had raises lately.
Oh, come on, it'll be fun.
All right, Murph.
Okay, props!
Props! All right, Murph, we got this big old box here.
Oh, come on, dude. You get your hand in first. Go feel
Why
it
do
and
I
tell us.
have to go
Oh, don't forget
first?
your texture work. Yeah, you gotta go first. You're the big
let's
one.
see.
Oh, have you got it? Have you got
I've got something here.
What is it?
It's kind of smooth, Murph.
Oh, there's your texture word. Yeah.
It feels like a tomato.
Oh, I like tomatoes, and it's almost lunchtime.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, you go ahead, Murph.
Okay, my turn. Okay. Feeling, it feels kind of bumpy, John. Bumpy.
Ooh, bumpy.
I bet it's snake skin. Yeah, I'm feeling
snake.
snake skin.
Let's hope it's not a snake, Murph.
Yeah. Okay, let's peek.
All right, let's peek and see what we got.
I got a pot holder.
I got a rubber ball.
Oh, okay,
How about
okay.
that?
Okay, let's try
All
it
right,
again.
next one, yeah.
Yeah, okay, next. Okay, round two.
All right,
Are you
let's
ready?
go, Murph.
Okay, you go first.
All right, here, let's see. Ooh, it's rough.
Rough, okay.
Yeah, it's almost like a giant kitty cat tongue.
Oh, their tongues do feel like sandpaper. They're so rough.
Yeah, they're rough.
Okay, my
All
turn,
right,
my
yep.
turn.
You go.
Oh, I'm feeling something
What's it feel like,
very
Murph?
soft, very soft and
soft.
fluffy. Yeah. Oh, I don't know, a great big cotton ball maybe, or a little tiny pillow just for mice, or I don't know. You ready to look?
Yeah, let's look, Murph.
Okay, looking, peeking. Oh, a little tiny stuffed friend. friends.
And I got sandpaper.
Sandpaper! Wow! Okay.
All
We
right.
got one more time. Okay.
All right, here we go again.
Okay, John. Here it is, your last one. You know it hasn't been too bad.
No, it hasn't been
you had
bad,
a
Murph.
ball and sandpaper.
Let's see. Oh.
Oh, what is it?
Ew,
Oh, what is it?
worms.
Oh, what is it?
Oh, it feels like it's worms.
Oh, you got worms.
there's worms
props.
running around
Worms.
everywhere.
So it's squishy.
It's squishy, Murph.
Oh,
yeah,
squishy.
it's like worms or something like that. Ugh, or eels. Ugh. All right, Murph, you try yours. I'm done with mine.
I'm
Ugh.
afraid to try mine.
Go for it, Murph. Don't be scared.
Okay, here I go. Oh, thank goodness mine does not feel like worms. Whew.
That's good.
Okay.
What does yours feel like,
Oh,
Murph?
it's kind of hard. It feels hard, really hard, and it feels kind of like I don't know, a rock.
A rock.
Yeah.
Huh, let's peek and see what
Let's
we
pick
got.
and see. Okay.
All right.
Did you get worms?
I did not get worms. I got spaghetti. It's spaghetti. That's what it was.
Yeah,
It really did feel like worms.
And I got a rock.
Oh, you got a rock.
Yeah.
Good job, Charlie Brown.
He's my he's my pet. I'm gonna name him. I'm gonna name him Rocky.
Rocky. That's a good name. So.
Okay. This was
All
a
right.
great activity. Shall we get the box out of here?
Yeah, let's get the box out of here. Props. So, Murph, are you feeling less worried about going back to school?
Oh, I am. Thanks to our special guest, Dr. Kim Ward. Thank you for teaching us how to change what ifs into what is.
That's right. And we also need to thank Angela Pope and all the kids at Siegel Elementary who won the invention convention with their texture ball.
Oh, yeah. Y'all were so awesome.
You rock, guys.
Yeah. And now we've got games we did,
Yeah,
and we did a
that's
new
right.
art project.
That's right, the
Oh,
shadow
so
art.
fun,
That
so
was fun. Yeah.
It's time to say goodbye.
Okay.
Okay, you guys out there, remember, dream big and work hard. Oh, do you remember the old American folk song about school days?
Oh, I sure do, Murph.
Oh, let's sing it.
That sounds good.
Okay.
All right, you start.
School days,
Good old golden rule days.
reading and
Writing and
arithmetic,
taught with the help
a
of
celery stick.
a celery stick.
Yes, better than a hickory
Murph.
stick, dude.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go get your supplies ready.
Oh, you mean for school? Yeah,
For school,
cool.
that's right.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. We love you. We love you here at the Burrow. Remember to dream big and work hard, yeah, and all that good stuff. Okay, it's a wrap. I'm out of here. Where's my producer? Where's my director? I want my carrot juice. Come on. Oh, hey guys, come on. Who's the star around here? Would you like to peel me a great